Yes.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 8 of the Boundless Media Lead Generation podcast. It is your host, Nico, Justine, and Larissa, and we're so excited to have you here. Justine, what are we talking about on episode 8?
Yeah. So this week we really have been focusing on offer optimization, and we want to talk about why your offer may not be converting, why there's an issue with it, how to make it better, and just all about your offer and how to optimize it.
Love it, love it. Well, as the resident offer optimizer at Boundless, I'll take a first and hopefully successful stab at this issue. So, what is an offer? So many people go into business thinking, hey, I'm going to be the best locksmith there is. I'm going to be the best AI scientist that there is. And that's amazing. You need a North Star. But as you start getting into the weeds, it becomes very hard to stand out because you realize that you might not only be the only locksmith or data scientist or marketing agency specifically out there. You have competition. Competition isn't necessarily bad, but it's there. So what do you do to stand out? You can do a couple of things. You can decrease your prices so that you're the cheapest person on the market. I don't recommend this because you can only go down to zero, right? And you can only discount to the place where you lose profit, right? Then you don't really have a business. So that's what you can do. You can be the cheapest. You can be slightly better than average and offer a lot. So you could do the main service that you have. So if you're a marketing agency, this could be content creation and SEO. And you can add in that will walk their dog every Tuesday. You can do that. It's going to cost you a little bit more, might separate you, but you can be a little bit better than the average. Then there is the offer optimization. There's the 100% stole this from the $100 million offer, making offers so good that you can say no, from Alex Hermosi. So that's the route that we want to go, which is how do you make an offer that is frankly more expensive than your competitors, yet when prospects hear about the value proposition, they feel silly saying no. We're going to take a drink of water and then we will continue. Larissa, Justine, thoughts so far on what even is an offer?
I think it's important to kind of really look at this from a high level, right? The only way to conduct business is through some type of value exchange. So that's like you give me money or something, like I get something and you get something. Usually it's an exchange of, in our case, like services for money. So the offer is really what makes this happen. It's what initiates the trade. It's the services you agree to provide, how you accept payment, and the terms associated with all the agreement. So it's the beginning of the process of getting customers, and it's the first thing that prospects or new customers are going to interact with about you. So when you think about your offer, it's really not only is it yes, how much money do you make and what are you doing, but it's also setting the scene for the client about how you're going to conduct business with them. So it's more than just saying, I'll do this and you give me that. It's a little bit more than that. It's really saying, hey, this is how we're going to work together. This is what this engagement looks like. This is the result you get out of it. Not necessarily I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. It's saying, I'm going to save you money. I'm going to make you money. I'm going to do things along those lines. And I'm going to have those types of pieces in place to get you that result. Because ultimately, most people don't really care how you get there as long as you get the result. The offer really is going to ideally be selling that result through whatever methods you do, but the methods you do aren't really that important, to be honest.
Absolutely. So let's get super tactical, right? Now that we kind of know what an offer is. Go back and listen to the earlier episodes we have about niche, because I'm going to skip that part. But this really, an offer that you want to create for your agency is targeted specifically to a specific type of person, buyer, both demographically and psychographically. So I'm going to assume that you already know your niche, right? So in this example, I'll just use what we do, Boundless Media, right? We want to go after other agencies that don't want to worry about sales. That's our target. right? So very, very specific. They do more than $1 million a year. The lowest we'd go is 500,000. And they're looking to acquire 2 to 4 new clients a month. That's the persona. Now, when we go about doing an offer, we got to think about what's the core thing that we want to offer, which is, in this case, closed deals through personalized outreach. So our offer is personalized outreach that isn't mass market, right? That's the route that we want to go. That's the thing, the quantifiable thing that we want to sell. On top of that, right? And we're going to just power through this, and we're going to then deconstruct our offer and how you can do it. Then you want to go into all the things that have to work with that main offer to have it be successful. So for instance, with knowing that our main offer is personalized outreach, the first bonus that we want to add there is offer optimization, kind of what we're talking about today. Like, how do you make a product or service so compelling that people feel silly saying no to it? That directly will impact how successful our personalized outbound campaigns are. Next, we want to set the appointment and do all the BD work, because you can have an amazing offer, get amazing outbound, but if you don't follow up and connect with leads, then it doesn't really matter. It's bonus 2. Bonus 3, we want to update your CRM, because typically our marketing agencies don't want to, or don't have time to update their CRMs frequently. And if you're on video, you can see Larissa, she's smiling, because I am the number one problem in our agency for not doing this. That's why we added it as a bonus. The fourth one is we actually want to then have a dedicated closer close deals, because as a founder, typically you don't have 20 hours extra a week or a month to close deals. And then the last one, we want to give you all of our onboarding systems to make the customer acquisition process super, super easy. Now, that was a lot, but really it is the core offer, which is personalized outbound, and then all the bonuses that really equal to a very successful, quote unquote, offer of more clients that are closed. So how can you do this? Whether you're in SEO, PPC.
Wait, Nico, you need to give them the, like, what's our sentence?
Oh, what's our sentence? Okay, so yes, the sentence to tie
Sum
everything
all
into
of that up.
Yeah. So really, like, our sentence is we want. We have 2 that we're testing, A/B testing right now. So I'll go with the one that I think is going to be the most compelling, which is we help agencies close 2 to 4 new clients every single month without spammy messages, hiring a dedicated salesperson, or, and this is right, the or is very important here, or spending a fortune on ads, right? So that's what ties it up into a nice little bow. That's the first thing people hear before talking to us. And then everything else, all the bonuses and stuff, you only go into when you have a qualified prospect on the line. But I feel like I was talking a very long time there. But really, like, what I'm trying to illustrate is, to the right person, not having to worry about sales and just fulfilling on contracts, that's an amazing offer, or at least I hope it is. We will see what the market says, which is, hey, we had a podcast about data, right? So, like, let the data speak for itself. But really, that is the whole process. And I'm going to take a sip of water. Larissa probably has some feedback, and then we will get into how you can create an amazing offer yourself.
Yeah. So just kind of to that point, like, the whole point of an offer that you structure from your side is because you want not a good offer. Like, a good offer is something that, like, you're making some money on it. It works okay. You want, like, a great offer, which is something that's going to get you amazing profit, lots of business, and you're going to have the best life ever. Back to what Nico was saying, make people an offer so good they would feel stupid saying no. Even if that means paying you more money than your competitors. It's really about saying, like, we don't even compete with our competitors. Like, there are people who may do things that are kind of similar, but not only are we doing that, we're doing all this other stuff for you, just, as a nice little cherry on top, and we're getting those results. Like, ultimately, I think one of the most important things to do when structuring your offer is to really focus on the results before you get into the nitty-gritty. So that's why I kind of was like, oh, like, what's our sentence? Because what people hear from us, we don't go into there being like, we're going to update your CRM, we're going to follow up with everybody, we're going to do all this stuff. Like that comes after we've already hooked them.
Yeah.
That comes after we've been like, hey, we're going to get you new clients. You're not going to have to spend anything on ads, and it's not going to be ridiculous. And it's going to be a very easy process for you. Like you want new clients, that's what we do.
Yeah. And Larissa highlighted the fact that I even, looking back at it, I definitely skipped over it. The real solution that we are selling is for new clients. That's the solution. It isn't really leads, all that. Those are features and they're phenomenal, but the end goal is crystal clear, which is new clients, not new leads, not new sales calls, not new CRM updates, not new anything, new clients. So for you as an agency, really deconstruct what game you're in. For a long time, we thought we were in the lead gen game when we were actually in the client acquisition and closing game. I was talking to an individual yesterday that runs a web dev company. And as we were digging in, it became very clear that he doesn't design websites or pretty features or anything like that. He helps his clients optimize their sales process, right? Digital sales process. Really, that's it. So getting the right people to the website, converting them, and really maximizing the LTV of those clients. That's the game he's in. And if he sells the fact of, hey, I'm going to convert more better people that pay you more. There's probably a better copywriting sentence in there, but I can convert higher quality leads on your website without any additional blah, 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 blah. That's way more compelling than I help you design pretty websites.
Yeah, again, really focusing on those outcomes. So how we structure offers, we really always want to think about like whatever the service you offer, it's going to do hopefully a couple things, right? It's going to save me time, it's going to save me money, or it's going to make me money. And am I missing anything? It's just those three, right?
No,
Save
yeah,
time, save money.
You can even break them down to the two, right? Make money or save money.
Yeah, because saving time is saving money. So everything you do is going to fall in one of those camps. So that's really important, and how you structure your offer. Like you're either saving me money or you're making me money. That is your value to me as a vendor, as a business, as somebody I'm going to contract with. Like no matter what it is you're doing, whether it's in marketing or whether it's not in marketing, it still is going to fall in one of those two camps. So that's why it's important to kind of start there. Like as we're thinking about our outcome as opposed to our features, are we saving money or are we making money? In some cases, you can do both. You can save people money while making them more money elsewhere, but probably best not to complicate it. Keep it. We save you this, we make you this. It's a good starting point.
Yeah. So really, like, what is your number one? Right. Write this down. And you who's listening, team, you could write this down, but you don't have to.
I can write it down.
You know this. So, number one, are you in the money making game or money saving game? Okay. Once we know that, then again, I'm going to speak more general because most agencies I talk to are in the money making game. So we're just continue this, but same money saving. So now that you are in the money making game, what specific outcomes will the ideal customer that you work with achieve? If that is 300% growth of new paying clients for a SaaS company, if that is higher conversions for landing pages, if it is better ROAS, whatever that is, right? Let's get quantifiable. So that's in our offer, right? We want to highlight the niche, okay? So marketing agencies for us, like who's your niche, right? So put that there, okay? Next, tell me about the solution, okay? I want, closing for us is like closing 2 to 4 new clients, right? If that is achieving 4x ROAS or whatever that is, right? Like let's get quantifiable. Let's put a number behind it, okay? Because that's, anyone can say they can make money. If you give me $100 and I give you $1, technically it made you money, but you actually lost money. So let's get very specific there. Next, you want to move into the with or without part. Right. So like you could and I recommend A/B testing these, right? What are the kind of like, not theories behind your solution, but what are the services you offer doing? So for website conversions, right, you could say website optimization, or you could say, make more money with people who already come to your site, or make more money without spending ads. Because technically, if you optimize the traffic that's coming to a website, you are doing that. So you can directly say what your services equals, because a lot of people have tried Facebook ads, Instagram, Pinterest, all these other things, and they might be skeptical if you directly say ads, right? Me and Larissa had a long rocky history with Facebook ads. Now, we were wrong because we just were working on Facebook ads, right? With the partner. Not everything that goes around Facebook ads. So don't sell the feature, right? Sell the solution. And then you have your value statement, right? So niche plus solution plus outcomes of the services that you bring. Okay. Once you have that, then you can start deconstructing. Okay, if my goal is for ROAS, right? Return on ad spend. So for every dollar I put in, I get $4 out. What do I need to do to make my clients successful at that? So typically you could say, okay, well, it's not just the ads that we create, the creative, it's the placement of the ads. It is the frequency that people see the ads. It's where they land on the website. It's how they convert on the website. It's their upsells, their downsells, their reminders, everything like that. This is the most boring part, where you want to list out every single step that of the process of making them money. Every single step. And the point I'm trying to make here is like, it is boring. You will have 30 to 40 steps in there. And so for us, right, for marketing, when you're thinking about lead generation, we have to get an onboarding doc filled out. Then we have to research the clients that convert the best for our client. Then we have to look at the industry background. Then we have to look at trends, growing markets, decreasing markets. Then we have to look at where to reach these people. We have to figure out who in that niche is more acceptable to this offer. Who should we not sell to? Who should we sell to? Once we know that, what's the messaging look like? Is it a 6-part follow-up, 4-part, whatever like that? So the point of me rattling all that off, besides the flex that I know what I'm doing, is to say you want to write down every single part of what makes it successful. And how can you put that together in a nice package? Do not sell a la carte. If they want a specific outcome, right? If we're trying to go from Phoenix to Sedona, there's only like 2 roads to get there, or you can fly. So there's 3 outcomes to get there. But if you say, hey, I'm going to take a rocket there, it's like, yeah, you take a rocket down to like Florida and then like flight to Phoenix. And it's like, you could just avoid it the whole thing. So let's get very, that was a horrible example. I was even thinking like that.
Not your best analogy, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. It's like Uber. Let's do this. It's like Uber Eats, right? Like I really want to buy this thing from Uber Eats, but what if I take my dollars, convert to Bitcoin, take the Bitcoin, buy, something, and then like use that gift card to buy Uber Eats? Like, no, you can just like bypass the whole thing, right? Let's just get specific.
Yeah, like you want Chinese food. So why go through all these steps? Like, just get the Chinese food.
Yeah, and with I get it. People want to hedge their bets. So like, if I can, Nico, like, what if you don't close for me? Sure, but I can't really guarantee the closed deals then, because then there's a variable outside of my control. So you want to really paint the picture of the full solution and all the features that go along to making that successful. Once you have all of those listed, then the fun packaging starts, which we should probably just have a podcast about, like how to package your services together. But really what you're trying to look for is like, what are the 20% of features that will equal 80% of the outcomes? So if you go back and rewind to our earlier conversation about the 5 bonuses that we offer, those are the 5 things that founders of marketing agencies that are looking to scale struggle with the most. CRM, following up with leads, booking calls, closing calls, onboarding clients. Those are the 20% that leads to 80% of a deal being successful or not. So you got to figure out what that 20% of stuff is, and then how can you package it together in an offer that's super, super compelling. Or so what did I forget?
Well, I mean, there's certainly a lot to cover when it comes to offer optimization. I think to kind of distill a bit of what you've said so far, sort of the formula, right? For your initial way to like grab attention. It's going to be, I help niche achieve X outcome with or without XYZ. Like that's high level the formula, right? So if you are, let's say, an ad company focusing specifically on e-commerce brands, it would be, I help e-commerce brands grow 100% in 12 months through hyper-targeted ads, optimized landing pages, and awesome creative. I mean, those aren't great withs or withouts, but that's kind of the formula, right? Like that's the gist of like the base of everything. Then when somebody does say, okay, that sounds great. That's exactly what I want. I'm an e-commerce brand. I want to double in size. How do you do that? Or like what does your service offerings actually look like? That's when you go in and say, okay, great. We do this through A, B, C, D, E, and we get everything listed out. We have like our top things, and we say, okay, we're getting you this outcome. And as a bonus, we're going to throw in all our creative will be free. We'll monitor and manage
Not be free,
your ad spend.
Will be included.
Included. Yes, you're right. Not free. Is normally a $10,000 value, but we'll throw it in for free.
That's kind not for free again. It's included.
But we will include it for you. You're right. Don't want to say the word free.
You will get a $10,000 creative package around content creation strategy and how to convert passive leads into warm paying clients.
That's a much better way to phrase it. Yeah. That's why Nico's the offer optimization expert. Really good wordsmithing there.
I think it's also important to reiterate like the importance of why offer optimization is so important. Like, because it really does affect every aspect of your business. Like if your team members don't know what your offer is, like if you don't have a clear offer, everything else is kind of going to break, and like it's just not going to be successful. So I feel like just explaining why, you should focus on this and do all this work, because it is a lot of work to create a clear offer. But
yeah, and that's
like very important.
Justine like hit the nail on the head there. Like it has taken me about 2 months to get my offer crystal clear. Now we can do it a lot faster because I've had to go through and actually do it myself. And there's a long worksheet that we now take clients through. But you're right, like this matters because if you do not have a compelling offer, it doesn't matter how much money you spend on ads or how much outbound you do, your message will tend to fall on deaf ears, right? And what we're trying to do is like, how do we send less outbound, spend less on ads to only the right people and create something that matters to them? Because if they really have a strong pain point, like if you like, I talked to someone a couple of weeks ago. They were looking for like one new client, like a year, and it was sizable. But even with that, this like my offer isn't built for that. Like they were going after enterprise. We don't really help with enterprise anymore, and one client isn't attractive to me, right? Why spend a ton of money on me to do that when most of their business came from referrals? Like they didn't have a big pain yet. Now if they were trying to get 4, that's a different conversation. But you have to build an offer to solve a very specific pain point. Like a lot of founders I talk to are so busy, they do not want to worry about anything about sales. But if you're okay and you're like, yeah, I can take more sales calls, and like, if I get like one new client a month, like I'm okay, right? We might not be a great agency. We have a podcast about when to hire a lead gen company, when not. But really, like the offer needs to solve a very specific problem to a very specific person.
I think that pretty much sums it up. Is there anything else? I mean, obviously, we could talk about this for days and days. Unfortunately, we only have so much time, and people are probably only willing to listen to offer optimization in one sitting for so long. So do we have any closing thoughts on offer optimizations, anything we think is important? I will really encourage people to go back and really listen to the niche piece of this, because it's so valuable and so important. If you don't know who you're marketing to, none of this even matters.
Correct. Yeah, I don't have anything else, but just want to reiterate, if you're having trouble getting started, I really recommend the $100 million offer by Alex Ramosi. It's a fantastic place to start. If you're an agency and you don't want to worry about that, you just want more sales, look no further than Boundless Media. I have to plug that in there. You can message me at nico@getboundlessmedia.com. And it has always been a pleasure. Me, Justine, and Larissa, thank you so much for listening. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and look forward to seeing you guys in episode 9.